Well, we've been waiting for a bit. First sign of life.
I told you I'd be first up.
Time to get up. Yeah.
Boys!
Bro,
Boys, what's going on?
where's Andrew?
I don't know. Let's just go.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, go on. Bro, I don't mean to be funny, but clean your lens.
Yeah, I know. It's always a bit dirty. Hold on.
It's cold today. Hey, bro, we actually should.
Courtesy of Wheatman.
We blacklighted our room last night. You've no idea. I thought that was a smudge on it.
Oh, he's actually here. It's just past 9 AM and the demon's not on fire. It's daylight. He's awake. Right, let's go. Let's go to Dave's. Dave's asleep still, so we've got to go and wake him up. And look at this fake noise here. Right, come on, let's go.
Yeah, look at the smoke.
What, does the speaker create smoke as well?
Yeah, all the effects, sound, lights, you name it. It's like
fake flames coming out of the exhaust. Just red lights in the exhaust, so it looks like they're flaming.
Do you remember them? Do you remember when people used to have them on the course and shit? Dan.
I didn't.
Nah, Dan's mate, I could climb in one of them and you climb in the other.
It was that big, you couldn't do that. It's too big. Twin 5-inch on a Corsa. Twin 5-inch. I tell you what, I'll flash a clip right now. Yeah, there you go. Right, there's a guy chasing Carl's car. Apparently, he's acting like a right idiot on the motorway. And we are getting off. Oh, we need space for Carl. Oh, Carl. Oh, shit.
Well, he did it.
That guy in the Astra's probably like, holy God, where's he gone? Where's he gone? Probably thinking, oh my God, he's disappeared. Oh. That was kids,
interesting.
don't drive like that. Herney Bay. Oh, right, we are squatted. You already know how it is. We've got picked up Dave. You ready, boys?
Yeah, actually saying that, you could have picked me up because you've got to go past mine again.
Oh, really? Oh, man. But we had an incident on the motorway. You saw some of it. The guy was an idiot, and yeah, we just kind of toyed with him a little bit and slowed him down because he was being reckless.
Wait a minute, you got it in film?
Yeah, some of it.
Oh, why didn't we film it?
Oh, yeah.
Reckless behaviour.
You know what they say? If you didn't film it, it didn't happen.
Yeah, right, yeah.
It's alright, you filmed it.
We have like an old coach in one of them.
Oh, right.
Used to let us go in and have a look round.
Really?
Yeah, they're not there then.
No, there's a car there, but I didn't want to go on their drive.
I didn't want to impose.
3 guys and probably what they're doing. Cameras there,
I
right?
think it's mine. Well, I don't know. It's worth an ask.
Andrew, just want to know the story of the place.
I know.
How cool is that, man?
Even though it's around the top window. It's really small, but I just like if he'd let us go in there and walk around it.
Okay, right. Interesting, very, very interesting developments. Okay, so we had this location. In fact, let me rephrase that. Dave had this location, and we didn't know what it was going to be.
We were all coming here today, first time.
We didn't know what it was going to be. We thought it might have been an abandoned house, but it's a part of a property, so as you should do, we knocked on and asked for information on it and if they wanted to tell the story about this unusual place that's become run down, and he's going to come out and tell us some history about it. A lady on the street told us that his father built it, and it's absolutely amazing. Some of the stuff here is so unusual, all hand built. We're going to find out what it is.
Nice guy.
Yeah, nice guy. Well, don't forget, his dad built this. So his dad did build this. There's a lady on the street who told us that she used to come in here 50 years ago. His dad used to let everyone, all the kids in and stuff. And so, yeah, telling his dad's story.
I don't know what's going to be inside, but it just...
Remind me of like a place off American Pickers.
Yeah.
You know, some of the stuff they go to in Ohio, and so it looks like.
I thought it was a bar with a barn, but it's not.
No, it's not. It's just a door.
No, it's just a door. Oh yeah. I thought it was a barn, but it's not.
How long? 50 years ago?
She said she used to come in here 50 years ago with her and her friends. This guy's dad used to let them in and they'd play. And she said there was a coach in here. And that's, I mean,
That's cool.
for it to still be standing.
Oh, yeah.
So this guy's probably he'll be happy
like
telling his story.
You're saying here as well, like the massive barn door here, like the big bad wolf, boat stroke, activated sludge. I love the old railway at Westminster. No, would that be railway, isn't it, Westminster? No.
I don't know.
Oh, maybe not so. The activated sludge limited Westminster.
Side first, 'cause that's the thing that will take a bit of time to.
Yeah, sure.
And it's a bit precarious, so if you break your legs, I'm not responsible.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
If you want to write something, we're signing it. I'm quite happy.
When was the last time you went inside here?
Our son went in there a couple of weeks ago.
All right. Okay. Okay.
Follow.
So we're not having to dive through thick cobwebs like Indiana Jones.
It's more a question of not going through the
Right. Okay.
staircase.
Right on the edges, boys.
No more than one person at any time, I would suggest.
Be careful as well.
Feet on the outside.
Ooh, it's like a barn there, isn't it?
Oh, wow, yeah, they're handy.
Maybe one at a time with those sections.
Definitely one at a time. Oh boy. They're dodgy. Wow. Oh wow. So what did he build this for?
It was basically a children's playroom
Right.
up the top, and down the bottom was a stable for the donkey that we had at that time, Mumbo
Right.
Jumbo Jigabo Jane.
Right, okay.
And then it sort of became a bit of a garage and a general storeroom. But upstairs stayed as a children's playroom.
Right.
That's what it always was.
Yeah, the lady said that she used to play in here about 50 years ago.
Yeah.
She said there was a coach downstairs.
Yeah, there were the coaches outside. The
Right.
coach wasn't in this actual building.
Right.
But yeah, we had one of the coaches from the Royal Mews.
Right, okay. Wow.
There had about eight or nine coaches here. They've all gone now.
Wow. This is...
I think the greatest number of people we ever had here was probably about 50 people stayed here once for a party. I mean, sleeping over.
Really?
Yeah. Having
That's
music.
amazing. So what made him want to build this?
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. That's all right, I like that answer. Okay, why not? Yes. That's exactly how I live.
And the lady we was talking to, she said 50 years ago she was playing here as a child.
Yeah, no, I mean that was right. All the village kids, they'd all come around here and play in here all the time with my brothers and sisters and so on, and myself as well. To a certain extent.
But it's cool that you stayed at the family home on this.
Well, the whole place was built by my grandfather. So the main house was built by my grandfather in 1924, and yeah, so it's home. So we've always stayed here, and we don't think other people would maybe treasure it as much as we do. And when I say treasure it, of course, it's falling to bits, but at the same time, we are going to keep it and eventually make it look how it used to be, a bit better.
I'm amazed that the thatched roof as well is still holding out.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thatched roof should have been repaired a long time ago, but even without repairing it, it's still stayed up there for, we haven't done anything on it for 40 years now.
There's no leaks. Let's see.
No, the inside's pretty solid.
I've just noticed that this is on hinges, so did this wall come down?
It's not a wall, it's a puppet theatre.
theatre.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's a puppet
And
theatre.
it's got coloured lights and everything behind it, so that would swing down, and then up around there is the gallery. So that's where all the other kids would be sitting to watch it.
Oh,
And you can see there's a hammock up there as well, so that's where some of the people would have been sleeping when they were having the big parties here.
I bet you had the best childhood ever.
We had fun. We had a lot of fun.
My childhood was a little plastic red and yellow car.
Yeah.
One of those as well.
This is like the ultimate treehouse almost.
Yeah. So you can see that staircase there, that also folds up and then slides back.
There as well.
So some of the people, if they were up there, you could trap them up there, and then they would have to try and work out how they get down. And there's also a sort of secret thing there, which people wouldn't always realise, is that if you open this, you can get down into the other half. But there's a sort of trapdoor there, which wouldn't normally be visible. So sometimes you'd go in there and you'd be standing on the trapdoor, and then you could open the trapdoor and go right down into the bottom, and you'd have vanished as far as people would.
Oh, that's...
How cool would this have been?
Yeah, that is cool.
Out of curiosity then,
This is like Funhouse, a
objects
TV
right
show.
behind you. I mean, where are these from?
Oh, here's the puppets.
My dad would just collect them from everywhere. I mean, he was a great collector. He had the world's biggest collection of commemorative ceramics.
Okay.
But he used to collect all sorts of stuff. So treen, which is wooden items, and anything that was of interest. And some of them we've held on to, some of them we had to get rid of.
So do
eventually.
these actually come from like around the world?
Yeah.
Well, I did notice all the signs on the front gate, and every one of them was from a different country. They looked like
Okay,
I saw
so-
Japanese, I saw German. There was a lot of different things.
That's if people went anywhere and they would say, you know, I'm going to South Africa or Nigeria or something like that. Is there anything we can get you? And it'd say, well, there's nothing we really need. But how about a beware of the dog sign in the local language?
Right.
And so they did. And so we ended
so
up
they
with
all
like,
say beware of the dog.
they all say beware of the dog.
Ah,
Basically, there were a couple of outliers. There were a couple of like beware of the wild cat or beware of the camel.
I like
things
the,
like that.
what was the big, was the big yellow one? Was it the,
Oh yeah,
There was
the
a
elk
camel.
or something, wasn't it? It was like an
oh,
elk.
there's a
don't
moose.
stroke the,
It was a.
what was it, don't stroke the, I can't remember what it was now.
I know there was a Canadian one. I think it had like an elk or something on it.
Yeah, I think there's a Canadian. There's definitely a Canadian one there.
Yeah, it was the one with the moose.
Was one from Welsh? I'm sure it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought so.
Guriohiki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it, yeah.
Oh, it's,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable in here. I would have dreamt of.
And there's the puppets.
Yeah, dreamt of
Those
that.
are
Nice.
some of the puppets that we used. Yeah, we had hand puppets, and those are the ones that you use from above as well. There's an organ there to provide music for the puppet performances.
So you used to camp out in here. You used to camp out in here.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if we had friends coming, you know, some could stay in the house. Obviously, but if you have 50 people, it's easier to get them all
I
sleeping
think
in
I'd
here.
want to be in here.
Yeah, I'm guessing like you were the most popular kid at school then.
My brothers and sisters in particular. Yeah, they'd have people
But it
there all
sounds
the time.
like-
To
It
manage
sounds
to get
like your dad,
50 people here, you must have had a lot of friends. I mean,
Yeah.
how do
yeah.
you pull that? Just curious, how would you pull that off?
Well, it's just you welcome people. People would always come around here to play.
Oh, okay.
That's
It sounds like
brilliant.
your father had a
I remember
big
my
heart
father
as well, you know,
retired
like-
as well. I mean, he'd be standing out there by the gate, waiting for people to come past in the road, and he'd sort of say, "Would you like to come in and see Lord Baldwin's waistcoat?" And they go, "What?" And okay, yeah, and they'd come in, and then he'd take him around his collection and show all of the unusual things. I think we had an invitation to Nelson's funeral. That's one of the things. All sorts of weird and wonderful bits that you collect if you look for them.
That's amazing.
It's interesting.
So you were asking about the big doors out there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah,
can look at
they're
them later, but that's quite a story because there used to be a children's home in Birchington, which is a couple of miles over there, Spurgeon's Children's Home, and they were pulling it down, and my dad was driving past, and he said, "Well, what are you going to do with these huge doors?" And they said, "Well, burn them." He said, "If I gave you £5, could I have them?"
£5, yeah.
Yeah, okay. If I gave you another £5, could you bring them over here? Yeah, all right, mate. And if I gave you £10 on top, could you put up a couple of RSJs and just leave them there as a folly?
Really?
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll do that. And so he just stuck them up there as a big folly, and everybody assumes there's some huge palace or something behind
we
it.
did. That's exactly what we did.
I was only told. I was like, "Whoa, it's not. There's no
No, there's nothing.
A bar
No,
there."
it's just our own folly.
That's amazing. Yeah, he sounds like a
I feel like
very
I'm sort of
interesting
blessed
guy.
to drive down a dead end.
Fate.
Yeah.
It's fate. That's exactly what it is. You was meant to end up here.
That's so cool.
It's amazing.
But it is
So
such
that's-
a cool story as well.
The other building you can see behind there, that's the barn, but it's also called the dog's house because we used to have the dogs living in there. And so the dogs would have their own staircase, sort of ramp staircase that they'd go up onto the first floor, and they'd each have their own kennels that would operate from beneath via pulleys, so we could let them in and out individually and so on. And so that was great
Dogs had their own
to play
house.
in as well.
I just think that
It sounds like my dream adventure park as a kid.
yeah. But it,
Well, eventually if we renovate the whole thing, it would be again. It would be nice to get kids around here just having adventures. So you'd have to be safe nowadays. I guess we weren't
Yeah.
safe in those days.
I
But,
just think it's nice that what your father was doing.
Yeah.
It's a
He
shame
was
really there's
certainly
not a lot more
imaginative.
people like that,
yeah.
but in towns and stuff. It's amazing, isn't it?
So what are your plans in terms of funding? Are you going to set up a GoFundMe or?
Don't know. Haven't really thought about it yet. I mean, I suppose the thing is with lockdown at the moment, we need to wait until
Yeah.
people are ready, workmen are ready to come out, and we'd need to get them to come and give us estimates for how much it's actually going to cost to rebuild.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometime within the next year or so, it would be nice to.
Oh, we'd love to stay in touch and know because we'd love to come back when it's redone.
We can
Yeah.
happily help.
And even
get
help,
the word
yeah.
out for funding.
We'd love to help.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
that would
amazing.
be cool. Certainly.
So,
Yeah.
curiosity, did you name
Maybe,
the
yeah,
place?
like
So this is called the Donkey House because it used to have the donkey Mumbo Jumbo Jigabo Jane was the name of the donkey. We also had some St Bernards. Jigabo Jane.
Yeah.
And then there we had a dog. There was a St Bernard called Hennessy Tennessee Supremacy, He died just before I was. Well, he was called Hennessy because he was a St Bernard, you know, so the Hennessy brandy and so on. He died just before I was born, and my brother wrote in his diary, I think Hennessy has been reincarnated as the baby. So apparently I'm a reincarnation of a dog.
All right, okay.
But yeah.
Why not?
It's the worst things you could be.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it could indeed.
could have come back as something else.
Yeah.
It must have been a friendly dog, because he seemed pretty friendly.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, so I think he did bite a few people.
Okay.
I'm loving the...
What's the story with the war helmet?
I don't think that's war.
Is it not? Is it World War One? No.
Is it ARP?
Oh, ARP.
Yeah, no.
ARP show.
There was just other things that were picked up.
Yeah, all right,
the way.
just souvenirs and.
Because I've also got an old police helmet that looks very similar to that.
All right, okay.
And it used to hang up there as well with an old truncheon.
Yeah, I collect things as well because this job takes me around the world, and I always collect unusual things. I got a bottle of wine from Dracula's castle in Romania.
Oh, excellent!
Yeah, I love collecting, so I can really appreciate this kind of stuff. Well, let's hope. I would definitely choose, to live forever if I had the choice. Just saying. No, this is
just steer clear of wooden stakes and silver bullets and all that.
garlic. It's a shame because I love Italian food. So what else did you have on the property when it was all functional?
We had quite a few animals. We had peacocks and so on, which was I can remember my teacher at the village primary school. She sent a letter home to my parents saying that he must stop telling fibs because he says that in your garden you've got peacocks and foxes and a horse and a donkey and this, that and the other. And my parents had to write back and say, well, it's true, we do. He's not telling fibs.
So was it just a plot of land when your grandfather...
Yeah, so the name of the house is Street Acre, so it's 1 acre of land, and it was my grandfather. He was in London, he was working in London. He's originally from South Wales. But he was working in London, and people in London at that time in the 20s, they used to come down to this area on the steamers and walk across the marshes, and so they did, and they saw the village church in the distance. They said, oh, that looks interesting, and they went there. And the village has had quite a few interesting artists throughout time. There was a person called Molly Bernard Smith who discovered Epstein, if you know him, the sculptor, and Graham Sutherland, and she discovered them and was like their dealer in London. But she used to live in the village, and she used to encourage lots of other artists to come down here and live here. But anyway, so my grandfather, he came and he walked across and he said, this looks like a nice place, let's have a country cottage here. And so built it in, as I say, 1924.
Wow.
And we've been here ever since.
Well, that's amazing to be on the property for so long.
Did you see your other siblings as well, you say?
Yeah, I've got other siblings. I mean, they're not living here anymore. They're sort of scattered all over the place.
That's what I was just wondering how you sort of decided that you were going to stay here and not...
Well, it was... my mum only died less than 10 years ago, and we sorted it all out before then, so that there wouldn't be any squabbling. So she wrote very clearly that because I was the youngest, that I would have first option on buying the others out, which is what I did.
Right.
Because the others were all fairly established in any case. They had their own families.
It's amazing you kept it as well, because it could have been, you could have been elsewhere and you was happy there, and then someone else.
Yeah. Well, we used to live in a castle over in Birchington, which had 25 rooms, and it was quite a property as well. But,
Okay.
But this is home, so we wanted to come back here.
But that's amazing that you've come back. Because it would have probably broke your heart if you drove down one day, a new family, and they bulldozed.
You just know that's what they would do.
Yeah.
Only because someone else would think, it's going to cost, how much it's going to cost.
Well, exactly. They're painted all magnolia and, a wren kitchen and stuff.
That's what we were saying. We said down there, there's did you see the unusual house up there?
Yeah, I was like, I'm sure I saw like a wagon wheel as a window at the top. Is that what it is?
That's right. Yes.
A wagon, So I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, everybody looks at it and says it's a wonderful property, and it is.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
It's not being used, so we need to bring it back into use.
Are you planning on keeping it the same colours? Because I would kind of...
Oh, yeah, I would.
Definitely.
Maybe not identical colours, but we certainly wouldn't make it all one colour. No, definitely. Yeah, loads of colours everywhere. So,
Yeah.
I think that's... Yeah.
It's got a really
I
nice
think that's
charm
its
in
form
here.
of glory would be.
Yeah.
How it has to be.
So what was... Oh no, I was going to say the metal bit up there would be the wind...
that'll be the
weather
donkey,
vane.
the wind vane.
That's it, the wind.
Yeah, you can probably still see that from outside. You'll see the donkey on the top.
Yeah.
There used to be a concrete donkey's head on the front, but unfortunately that blew down in the hurricane back in '87,
Right.
and so that broke. But that was sculpted by, I think it was quite a famous sculptor. I think he was the one who did the National Library of Wales. Was also a sculptor, and he did a donkey's head for us. But like I say, that's sadly gone now. Yeah, but we have a dead sheep out there.
Yeah, I did notice that. I was wondering about that.
Like down up
What's
front.
the little stone? I didn't get
The
to read it.
gravestone.
That's not a gravestone.
Is it not?
No, people think it is. But if you read the Welsh, it's actually a foundation stone. So it's the family come from Wales, and it was my great-great-grandfather founded a chapel there. And that was the foundation stone that was put in there. But when it was demolished, they said, "Does anybody want this stone back?" And we said, "Oh yeah, we'll have it."
That's what I mean.
So
It's amazing. He's kept so much.
Yeah.
Like, from things that wouldn't have been here anymore. Them doors would have been on fire, and the stone would have been.
yeah, but it's a mixed blessing, isn't it? Because you keep things, you hoard things, and then eventually you sort of think, you know, we got 50 boxes in the attic from when we last moved house, and you think, what are we going to do with them all? So we got rid of like 6,000 books last year because you know, we wouldn't be able to read them. I mean, we still got.
I'm guessing it was in a library.
But well, some of them, I mean, some we give away to libraries and so on. Some of them we sell if they're sellable.
It's just.
I'm so happy that you showed us in here. It's absolutely amazing. It's a place I won't forget.
But there are loads of other things that, you know, in its heyday there would have been lots more I could show you. There's things like there's a street piano down there, which is quite fun, because one of the ones where you used to put in a coin, and then you'd have like a big barrel where you'd rotate it, and then it would turn around and just play all the music for you and so on. All sorts of fun things like that.
That's some cool things.
So what else would go on downstairs apart from the donkeys?
Downstairs would normally just have been then a garage most of the time. So the donkey was in the stable, which is just over to the side of it. And then the barn over there was where we kept the hay for the horse. So the horse was a descendant of the horse that my great-great-great-grandfather used to be the groom to in Wales. So my dad found that like the genealogical tree of the various horses, and he found the one that his great-great-grandfather had been looking after, and found a horse that was a descendant and brought it back here.
That's amazing.
So my sister used to ride on that.
It's like a story from a story.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's fun to research all of that stuff as well.
That's cool. So the actual name of this place is, what was the actual name of this?
Street Acre.
Street Acre.
Yeah, it's because it's and it, you know, all of the modern things, they always get it wrong. They always think it's St Acre and the village is St Nicholas at Wade, but they, you know, sometimes that with the computers they always think that ST stands for street or it stands for saint, and they get it the wrong way round and so on. But it's because there was a farm up at the end. The road at the end is called the street, and the farm there was called Street Farm, and this acre was bought from Street Farm, hence Street Acre. So that's what it's called.
That's crazy. This is absolutely.
Let me just see if I can get that coming down. I'm not sure how solid the hinges are. Let's see if it works.
But yeah, I'd like to possibly leave an email with you or something, and then maybe if anything we can do later on, like like local people that want to help.
Yeah, no, that would be great.
That's class.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And them hinges were put up 50 years ago and they still work fine like that.
It's probably older than that, because the woman played here at 50 years. So when was this built? It must have been.
This is over 50 years old. Yeah.
I was going to say because the lady said she played here
60
50
years
years
old. Yes.
60
Yeah,
years
so
old.
this is where you'd be if you were, you know, doing the puppet theatre itself. And unfortunately, I think the power's off here at the moment, but we've got 4 different coloured lights here at the back. So we've got blue, green, red and yellow, so you can do different lighting effects. Recently on YouTube and just sharing them with
As I say, I see my granddad with his cine camera. He used to film us when he was kids.
Yeah. But these weren't just home movies, these were actually like...
Proper little shows and
Well, yeah, actual
stories.
films, so like with pirates and policemen and soldiers and going down to the sea and kidnapping people and rescuing them and all sorts of things like that.
This is...
I was going to say, as a child, you could easily come up with imaginary, like, new stories here every day.
I still can.
Yeah, no, I can as well.
I still got the mind, that kind of mindset.
And I think
I can't believe it.
I was lucky to be born in the early 80s, so that I didn't really get brought up with technology like a lot of kids today. And in here, some kids are probably, I just play the iPad or something, you know. And
I don't know. This is definitely
I
fun.
definitely played it. build camps all the time in my parents' garden.
Yeah, we had tree camps out in the garden as
My
well.
father's just built a tree house now for the grandkids, but I'm still playing it.
Had an underground camp here as well, which was a bit dodgy, I think, but lucky it didn't collapse on top of us.
Wait. Let me.
We actually specialise in a lot of underground stuff.
You repeat what you just said. You had an underground what?
An underground camp, so just sort of dug a hole there and sort of went down and had a cave, made ourselves a cave down. And so
Is
on.
it still here?
No, it's effectively been filled in now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do a whole series on undergrounds around the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Everything from like London's deep level shelter, which we're going to one later today,
Right.
to just like
Templar tunnels.
yeah, Templar tunnels, military tunnels, air raid shelters.
There were a few of those around here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because they used to have some places. There's a lady in the village who's still got a place where they used to have some anti-aircraft guns, I think.
All right,
And
okay.
They went down into a sort of dip that was semi-concealed, so that's still viewable in the village.
All right, okay.
And there are all these rumours about tunnels going from the church to the sea, or
Monk runs, probably.
You don't know though, do you?
oh,
bit more-
there are some huge ones over in Saar, the next village along. Don't know if you've heard about those.
No, I've done all the Dover lot, but I've not.
Right, in Saar there's a big chalk pit there, and it's locked up now. I'm not sure if it's bricked up, but just the other day on Facebook people were sharing photos of what was down there. So there was at least 2 staircases going down, and I mean there must have been space for 100 people or more down at the bottom there.
Wow.
So a whole cave system.
Wow.
And I think some urban explorers have been in there as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite interesting. And then you get people, dowsers as well, who will sort of go on the local fields, and they'll sort of say, well, you can tell that there's a tunnel here going across that direction. But you know, we haven't actually got out a big digger and trying to find out what's underneath there.
Yeah.
There is an underground chapel over at St Nicholas Court as well,
It's
which is the
quite
biggest
scary,
farm here.
It's a wonder Kent don't
Is it
fall in.
accessible?
The amount of underground tunnels.
It is. I mean, yeah. It's when the village has festivals, it's open,
All right, okay.
and so people can go down and see this underground chapel. Yeah.
How big is it?
It's well, I mean, it's the size of this, well, bigger than this actually. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's quite huge.
Oh, it wasn't us, but we.
No, I mean caught as in trapped.
Really?
And
because of the gas. There's
yeah, and he
gas
had to
on it.
phone for help, sort of saying, I can't find my way out and I'm stuck, and can
Yeah,
somebody
they're
please
huge
find
under
me?
there. In the
Yeah.
car park it is, but you've got to be careful. There's certain parts where you feel a bit dizzy, where the gas is
Well, we've got oxygen levels anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we needed someone for help once. We was over in Wiltshire. You've got a place called Box Mine. You know where Caution Computer Centre is and stuff. Underneath there, the old mine. We actually got lost in there for about 8 hours.
Oh wow, yes.
That's like me in Wales. That was 16 hours.
Yeah, that was a nightmare.
Into the mine.
Playing about him.
Why?
Well, just because they said, why have you got a bloke on your roof? I said, well, why not? We want a bloke on our roof.
John Bartis.
John Bunyan, the Pilgrim's Progress. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's hilarious.
Even little John's getting overgrown there. Something to maybe, yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
There's our lemon tree.
Oh wow.
And we had a visitor once from California who saw our lemon tree and their face fell. And they were really disappointed because they said, we wanted to bring you a present, something that we knew you couldn't possibly have, and we brought you a lemon from our own tree in our garden. We didn't realise you can have lemon trees here in the UK. And we said, well, you obviously haven't looked at your own lemon tree very carefully. Or this one.
That is funny.
It's fake.
We asked the story of the puppets on the fence, or is that just...
Oh, that's just
Fake lemons in the tree.
I was genuinely expecting
You were expecting...
a lemon tree.
Yeah, me too.
I was expecting a lemon tree.
Yeah, we have to harvest them once in a while and replace them.
Right, okay.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's fun.
It's just
All the kids will
trick the guests. Oh, yeah, lemons.
I'm sure
That was some there as well.
When I came around the corner, I thought, I didn't think they were this big, lemon trees.
Yeah,
This
it's
is a whole
big.
oak. A solid oak tree.
I'm just thinking dropping James from the team and we'll invite a new team member. I'm sorry James. Translator and speaks fluent Japanese.
Fair enough. I'll happily stay inside that.
That's where the family pets are. I don't know if you know, but there's a sort of tradition, I think, that in rose gardens that would be where you'd bury the family pets.
Right, okay.
So our family pets have gone down there and that's
All right, okay.
our rose garden. huge tree that looks as though it's right up the, to the house. Yeah. We got 72 kilograms of peaches off that 2 years
wow,
ago.
Really?
Just from one tree. So
Wow.
I think it's amazing the way it's grown.
100 bottles of wine a year. Just from
Really?
Yeah, you can't see in this season, that's a mulberry tree. So if we had silk, we'd be making silk. But,
It's fruit for what I want to build, you know, because it's I don't know, the shape
It
of
looks
it.
like a western.
Well, that's what when we drove past, I thought that it was
You know,
like a
maybe-
reconstruction of like an old Western style.
I've honestly no idea.
No, just
You know,
saying what sort of went, oh, I'm going to do this, do that, and build that.
But I mean, he'd do all sorts of stuff. I mean, you should see the crocodile.
What?
Sorry,
Wait.
I mean, the loo.
All right. Okay.
Because the loo's got a crocodile in it.
All right. Okay.
If people say they want to use the loo, they generally say, you know, can I borrow your crocodile? Because it's a grotto. Yeah. I suppose we could show one of you that. You know, probably not a good idea to have loads of people going inside the house, but you might want to have a look at it.
Ben, you can go if you want.
I would love to if everyone. Yeah.
Have a quick
Okay.
We are all still
Like this.
Wow. This is amazing.
But for me, this is normal.
It looks like I'm stood inside the insides of a kraken.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I can tell.
There's the alligator.
That was a pufferfish.
Yeah.
Wow. How long did it take you to do this?
Again, it was my dad who did it.
Really?
Probably a couple of weeks or so. I can remember, I still have some copies of letters that he wrote to the various paint manufacturers saying, I am intending to do this grotto and I will need paint that is resistant to hot water, steam from a shower and things like that.
Right.
Will any of your paints be suitable for that? And of course they wrote back and, well, QED. This is over 50 years old.
Wow. I'd love my bathroom like this. Yeah, it's safe to say I'm envious. Very envious. That's amazing. Wow, thank you so much for showing. Oh wow.
That's my father, his siblings, his mother and father. That's the year when it was made. The slogan of Wales, the Welsh Dragon, and Liverpool. And
Liverpool.
and
Okay.
these were also the various artists who helped build the place, and local scenes like the local church and stuff. So.
Oh wow, I'm only impressed then. Wow. That has been the best stop I've had in so long. Such a nice guy. Knew Japanese fluently. The quirkiest. I honestly, I'll never forget that experience. That was the best. And I've sent him my email address, and hopefully he's going to send me some details. And I would love, and I mean love, you guys to go over and help turn that place back into an active facility where kids can go and have fun and all the good stuff, and we'll go back and film it when it's redone. So what I'll do is I will leave all the stuff in the description below, in the pinned comments. I don't know if it's going to be a GoFundMe yet or whatever, but I would really love it if you guys could go and help. Don't even buy any merch today. Don't buy any merch. If you're thinking about buying merch this week, don't buy any. Just go over and give a donation to these guys, because amazing.
Done a lot for the community, anyway.
Yeah, such a nice guy, honestly.
It's surprising, it was just a spot on the map, we see it and we just came here and...
To mention, it was great camera.
Yeah, he was
exactly
a very, very intelligent guy, and
I think if I had 4 guys turn up my house with cameras, I'd probably be like, oh.
yeah.
Well, obviously we're used to the camera, but yeah, not having...
Well, Colin Wheatman missed out big time. I know. Oh yeah, he told us that this is a famous dogging spot, and now these two are chilling.
You really missed out.
You boys missed out.
On something amazing. Yeah, we said that. It's too long.
He was such a nice guy.
Was it?
He was fluent in Japanese, bro. I've invited him out. He's coming to stay at mine for a week. He was such a cool guy.
It was incredible.
He took us upstairs. It was like a puppet house. The whole thing, yeah. Oh, bro, it was sick.
Pulled the string and
Shows,
doors
secret
came down.
trap doors,
Mental.
like, it was
Secret doors
a
and-
playhouse for kids.
Like, and it was just.
There's a playhouse for kids.
Yeah.
Basically, his dad
Did you get your spirit box out?
No, no, I didn't get the spirit box out. God,
You know, put a REM pod down.
classic call.
Paranormal, no EVPs, nothing.
For paranormal, it wouldn't have worked for an Explorer that was.
I'll tell you what
just
though,
to be there.
it was dodgy getting up them.
Playroom, mate.
All the stairs were all just rotten wood, and we walked up the sides, and as I was coming down, it started cracking. It was
Honestly,
dodgy.
Even without getting a full video, bro,
Yeah.
that was worth it.
Big wooden, he built it all by scratch.
It looks something like that. Though. It either looked like a dead eccentric house.
Yeah, well, he was very eccentric. He took me to his bathroom, right? I'll show you in a minute the clip. His bathroom looks like the inside of a kraken. Like there's squid, yeah, no, there's squid things all over the wall, and shells, and turtles hanging from the ceiling, and oh, it's mad, it's mental. I'll show you now.
Did he explain what that car was?
Yeah, that was a dog house. That's the dog house, that, yeah. Right, I'm going to show you the clip.